Hey everyone, Nikki here at the Truck Boss Show. Today we are joined by our new friend, Harold Hacker of North Carolina. He has an amazing story that has gone viral on social media. Thank you so much for joining us today, Harold.
Thank you.
No problem. So, Harold, before we jump into this awesome story, let's talk about your history in trucking. When and how did you get started in trucking?
Well, I knew I was going to be a trucker when I was like 5 or 6 years old. I mean, it's something all my uncles drove, and I always rode on the log truck with him, when I was a kid. And back in those days, we took a lot of field trips at school, but I never went. I'd stay home and ride on the truck with my uncle. And even like when I was in high school, it's just something I knew I was going to do. It's always been in my blood.
We came across your story on social media because it's obviously gone viral, and tons of people have commented and given a lot of praise and recognition to you. So, in the story on Facebook, you share how you were able to help a mother and her son during a difficult situation that turned out to make not only their day, but yours as well. So, walk us through that day and how you met this mother and her son.
Well, I was out for the weekend, so I went and got a hotel, and the hotel that I stayed at, of course, didn't have the elevators. It just had the stairs. So I went down to the truck wash and got my truck washed and come back to the hotel, and I was just going to wax and polish my rims out on my rig, And I had my music playing, and uh, Tony, a good friend of mine was a singer, I had his music playing, Brothers of the Highway and all that good stuff. And this lady walked up to me and she said, can I get you to help me? And of course, these days and times, not just the women, but a lot of truckers get approached by people wanting the money, stuff like that. So that's what I thought it was. And I was just getting ready to tell her, and I looked and I seen a kid in a wheelchair, and I was like, well, what do you need? She said, there's no more rooms on the bottom floor, and they put us in the top floor, and I can't get my son up there, and I'm thinking maybe you and my nephew can get him up the stairs. Well, I knew that was going to be impossible. And I told her, I said, look, it's going to be impossible to get your kid up them stairs in that wheelchair without getting him hurt or him falling out. And, she just kind of like went to pieces a little bit, and I really didn't know what to do. And she went to walk away, and I said, wait a minute. I said, I got a room right here on the bottom floor. I said, I'm right here where we're standing just about. I said, you just take my key, I'll take your key, and I'll go stay in your room on the top floor, and I'll give you and your son the bottom floor. That way you won't, have to be aggravated, because I don't think they were going to give her money back, stuff like that. So, and when I did that, the kid in the wheelchair, he just started, he was very excited that he was going to get to stay. And he said, man, you just made my mom's day.
Aww.
He said, you saved my mom a lot of aggravation. Then he started getting little, and he said, do you mind if I take pictures with you and your rig? He said, that's a beautiful truck. And I said, of course, truck driver, we got a nice truck, so we like to take pictures of them. And so he started taking pictures, and he said, can I give you a hug? I said, yeah. And he said, I want to give you a kiss on your cheek, stuff like that. And then it just went from there, they just, I just felt sorry for them, because I don't think they was, could go anywhere else. So I just did what I did, to help them out.
Well, that was very, very sweet of you, Harold, and I'm sure that they generously appreciated your help with all of that day. And then the mother probably really appreciated taking the time to take pictures and stuff with her son as well and showing him your rig. And I saw those pictures on Facebook, and it just melted my heart. I loved seeing that. And we really loved that here at the Truck Boss Show. Well, Harold, we can't thank you enough for taking the time to talk with us about this heartwarming story, and kudos for you just for being a great guy and